downscale in order to stream. So I'm only streaming at like 1080, even though I'm looking at this. Look at that. How did you do that? There's the taxiway markings in the nose cone. So, oops, let's zoom out a little bit here. Let's go back here to this. Oh. Use your interior camera so you can slowly zoom past stuff. All right, so interior would be, which view is that? Because I usually just use Shift 6, Shift 2, Shift 1. Let's see, let's see, external. There's a linear. You think I should just do the internal camera and then come out of the plane? Is that the idea? Okay, I'll do that. All right, so let's just go in here and then we'll come out because there's no barriers. Yeah, there we go. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. I just want to look at some of this detail. Wow. And I might have to change my X-plane settings a bit. Sexiest man on Twitch is leading edge simulations. I agree with that. I got so excited about this I didn't oh wow, look at that. And the thing is that's really what's on the other side, so the reflection is there. That is just amazing. I must say the struts and the wheels look good as well. I'm going to change the time of day here. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Anyway, I got so excited about this I didn't say hello to who is here in the chat room. We've got D-Money's 327, Jay Barrett, Iowa Scotsman, Leading Edge Simulations B2, Balls 120, Ball Oz 1236, Sync Rate, Blackhawk 2000, Spaghetti Bowl, Totoritko is here, PC Lex. We got also Tylenol with Wings, DMB Bird 48, and Soldat Create. I may have missed a few there. It wasn't on purpose by any means. I really like the antenna detail here. And the rivets. Look at the rivets. Whoa. They have, yeah, okay, all right, sorry. So, see, I would say ball-azes. Okay, so that's, I don't even know what all these are, actually. I should know what they are. Obviously, some are not nav radios and some are, or sorry, nav antennas and comm antennas, and then probably have some GPS antennas as well. Oh, the reflection. Balaz, okay. Welcome, welcome. Totoritko, do you want to come on voice and talk to me through some of the new features? I haven't flown this for a few weeks. I don't know if you're occupied, but the two soaped shape antennas are GPS. Okay. Wow. Look at the reflection. Whoa. What? Okay, cool. Hopefully my Discord's set up. I think it is. Goran, this is amazing. You are a magician. Man, you and Totoritko together, it's kind of a unstoppable force. Wow. Like I said, I wasn't going to stream tonight, but as soon as I he didn't even say that he released the exterior, but I gathered from his hints that that was the case. Look at the detail on that hinge. Thank you. Oh. Yeah, let me know when you're ready, and I'll just give you a call. We can do a private call, or we could go into a chat room too if Gorn wants to come in. Yeah, it does look really good. Yeah, I'm tempted to take it up to outer space, and get a view of it from up in the sky, but we can go fly it. Anyway, congratulations on this new beta release.
Oh yeah, don't congratulate me. I mean, congratulate Gordon. He did graphical magnificence here. I just do the little clickable things.
You guys, the buzz around this plane, and you've known for a while that people are like, they'll come into a stream or they'll see a video and they'll go, what? Because they're because we have an outside shot, and they'll like, what? And they just don't realize you were just working on the heart first, and now the heart is done, or mostly done. And this,
yeah.
And here comes
it's never quite done.
Yeah.
But yeah, at some point you got to call it and just say that you're done. You're mostly done or release ready. So yeah, right now it's mostly about the pretty looky stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm not sure if I'm on the correct graphics settings, but it's looking really good here in front of my face here on the 4K screen. Now, are the struts new and the wheels, or those have been around for?
No, the wheels are still the same. The gear.
Okay.
It's basically the fuselage, the empennage, and the propeller. They're the new. So basically everything except for the wings and the interior is done.
Okay. Yeah, I wasn't going to stream tonight, but I saw your little hint, and I just went, ooh, I think I know what that might be. He could be a little louder? Okay. Let's make him a little louder. I'm tempted to take this up into the sky and do an underbody shot, but I guess we'll go fly first. Grow Adler, how you doing? Didn't Grow Adler do some of the sound help on this plane? Some of the recordings, or?
He provided us with the sound for the GPU and some of the dry motoring sound for the engine. So when you do something like when you're sitting outside the aircraft and initially you hit the starter, up to about, well, basically until you introduce fuel, a good chunk of it is samples from Grow. Although a couple things are, although it's basically, the sound is a complex layering of things. Like, it's not just one sample playing. It's a bunch of things that are being mixed together make it sound so full.
We'll cheat and put the GPU on the tarmac. Okay, one more test here. I mean, I am loading a lot of, like I said, I'm loading Zoom level 19 at that last airport, so there's a lot of stuff going on on the VRAM side of things, but yep, I'll be at the expo representing FlyJSim. Oh, brilliant. Brilliant. That'd be so cool. Let's see, add 1,000 to Carathis. Sorry, Carathis, you get 1,000. Maybe a tumbleweed stream during the expo. Nice. Now let's change master caution.
Auto warning, okay.
Default. Oops, wrong one.
We got a subscribe.
We do have a subscribe.
Pause system test. Okay.
You suspect during the expo the Twitch channel is going to be pretty vacant? There'd be a few people missing for sure. It's on auto. Yeah. Should you go to high idle for a moment before you go over to taxi or flight idle, or does it matter? Can you go right over from low?
No, it doesn't matter.
Okay.
You can go straight out of flight idle.
There's the
In fact,
taxi range.
the recommended procedure is right after start. You immediately yank it forward and to the left.
Oh.
Provided you don't have chocks or people moving about the airplane, obviously.
Yeah. All right, let's see it. Let's take this. All right, boost pump.
Now your boost pump has already. You were starting with an auto again, so it's latched itself to running. So just cycle it back to auto, up to on, and back to auto.
Okay, perfect. All right, let's see how this plane performs out of Salt Lake. Oops. There we go. I'm going to do flaps, takeoff flaps. And the other thing I want to do is I do want to change that to that sexy livery again. Because we got to... Isn't there a hotkey for livery change? I thought there was at one point. I've seen that for some.
Command, yeah.
Yeah. Do me a favor and don't crash the sim. I know, right? Oh, there. Oh, come on. Switch back. Switch back. Okay. Yeah, I know.
Don't worry, give it a second.
Yeah, should be okay.
FS Economy Auto Login.
Oops.
Airspeed.
She just said airspeed to me, I think. Is that Brit?
No, that's an actual recording from the G1000.
Oh, okay. It sounded like Brit for a second.
It sounded the airspeed caution because you rotated very early.
Oh, okay.
Below about 90 knots, with little or no flaps, it'll caution you about flying too slow.
Okay. Need to cancel FSC on the website to re-enable it on the sim. Yeah, I'll do that. So, oh, it's Oh yeah, look at that. That is... Oh, Rose Park Golf Course. How appropriate is that? Mm-hmm. Alright, let's put it into autopilot. Here, let's go. Heading sync. Autopilot, yaw damper. Is that normal for the yaw damper to kick on automatically when you just click on just the AP?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. In fact, when you turn off the AP, it kicks the yaw damper off.
Okay. Kimosabe, how does this aircraft compare to the PC-12? Well, that's an interesting question, because the other day I posed that almost that exact same question to someone in the real world, and I said, in the real world, if you were given the opportunity to be handed a Pilatus PC-12 or a TBM brand new 930, which one would you take? And they said the TBM. I don't know why, but I guess it's because if you don't need a little more room for a couple more passengers. There's a big price difference, though.
A PC-12 is a minibus, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Whereas a TBM is sort of like a sports car.
Mm-hmm.
So it really depends on what you're trying to do, right? Depends on, I guess, the size of your family.
Yeah. I'm gonna turn that sound down just a bit, just so I can.
In fact, I think a PC-12 would just about fit in your PPL classification in terms of number of seats. Just about on the edge. Because I think the max is 9 passenger seats.
But you do need a complex rating, I'm assuming.
Of course, yeah. But that's, a few hours.
I think Karathis got the golf course emote first, so. How much RAM does Ortho take? I think right now I'm loading about 5 gig, believe it or not. All right, let's go into vertical speed. Climb up at 1200, and we'll also make a turn here. Gonna get pretty close to these mountains.
I know what you're trying to see the new synthetic vision on the PFD showing you the impact points.
I haven't even turned that on yet. Oh, that's not working. I gotta do this manually. Yeah, autopilot off for a moment here. I have to toggle the synthetic vision, don't I?
Yep, it's under the PFD key on the PFD.
Yeah. Climb in NVS never learns. I know, it's entertainment value. All right, let's come up here and let's go. Well, I guess we'll... hold on. We'll set it to 10,000, and then we'll make Ninja happy with autopilot on, flight level change. Oops. Actually, and then we'll raise it up. Now we'll do flight level change, 173 knots up to 12,000. Complex, high performance, yeah. Scooby Poo just joined Snack Air. Well, welcome, welcome. They just released the FS Economy Group results again, and of course, who's number one? Snack Air. Oh, that looks beautiful. Look at that. All right, so the planes beat... Yeah, I'm buying a new plane every week, it seems like. And I just build an airport network that's phenomenal. Okay, so do we think that the crashes are related to maybe the zoom level 19 at that other field?
I suspect it has something to do with the terrain or something to do with the ortho or something, because if it's not happening here and there was happening like clockwork,
Hmm.
it's got to be terrain really. I'm looking at the stack traces here, and there's nothing. It's got nothing to do with the airplane. It's like something completely internal to explain, and I suspect it's like hitting some sort of internal bug while loading the terrain.
Okay. Yeah, because it seems pretty solid here right now. Oh, it's so beautiful.
It's not like a thing that would be like incompatible with ortho, obviously, because here you've got ortho and it works perfectly fine.
Yeah.
I suspect it's just something to do specifically with that region there.
Wow. By the way, I need about an 18-hour heads up before you release. You want to know why? Just take a guess why I need a heads up.
You might have to sell some assets on FSC.
Or buy. Meaning
Yeah,
there's this quandary, right? Of no one really knows when the 900 will make it into the database, right? So there'll be this. I shouldn't even be talking about this, but there'll be this huge upswing of 850s, and then there will be a fire sale. But yeah. But there's people that are in Snack Air saying we need to buy 850s right now, and I'm like, do we really need to? And just for the sole purpose of flipping, but I don't know.
Gotta make that sweet FSE dough.
Dough, yeah, exactly. Garin says, need 18 hours to make sure he clears his schedule and calls in sick for work. Yep, exactly. Exactly. All right, let's go through Provo Canyon. And I'm going to come down to 9,700 is fine. I'm going to go vertical speed on this one.
Oh, a feature I forgot to put in the release notes is that the synthetic vision now has a flight path vector on it as well.
All right, so how do I turn that synthetic on?
On the PFD,
Okay.
soft key number, I think 5 or 4 says PFD. And then you'll see a submenu, and there it'll show SynViz.
All right, there it goes. Hmm.
Strange that it's showing no data for you. Oh, hang on. You don't have. I know why. You've not installed any of the base mesh, right? For Explain.
No.
For the region you're in.
Nope.
Okay, so that's why it doesn't have any terrain data.
So if I install the base mesh and then I just leave that in global scenery and then make sure it's not in my INI file, I should be good to go. Okay.
Yeah, you can have it like not visible. That's perfectly fine, but it's the base mesh is what the synthetic vision and the GPWS and the weather radars, they all read that to determine terrain shape.
Okay. There were a bunch of golf courses there, D-Monies, I know. All right, let's do a direct to. You know what I should do? I should just go to the nearest, but that's okay. So what I'm going to have to do is at Bandon State, which is the airport code is S05. I'm going to, well, first things I'm going to uninstall the ortho. I'll go back to my previous ortho, not the Zoom level 19 stuff, and just see if maybe that's related, because I have the tile is like 35 gig. So which is just one tile. So that very well could be just calling up too much memory or something. I don't know.
It's quite possible. Like, I don't know if X-Plane has the smarts to be able to load parts of a tile. Like, I know it loads 9 tiles at a time.
I thought it was 6, but I could, yeah. I don't know.
6. One of those, basically.
Yeah.
Like, it loads a little cluster of tiles around you. If one tile is 30 gigs, well, you know how much memory you got?
Yeah.
Probably less than 30.
Yeah. All right, I'm going to go via Fairfield. Scroll down. Oops. I'm really hoping that the guy who does the 530 bezel, he'll make a G1000 bezel. That will work. That'd be kind of cool. Let's go to nav. Beautiful. Oh, look at the exhaust coming out of there. Very nice. Wow. This is Mount Timpanogos. This is the shape of an Indian princess. That's her head, and that's her body and feet, and etc. All that good stuff. There's some really beautiful, awesome caves up there too that have the, is it the stalactites and stalagmites? Something like that. So when you say base mesh is required, does having the HD mesh installed mess this up? Now I think you just have to have both,
HD
right?
is fine as well. One or the other is
Okay.
fine.
Okay.
Basically, the problem is that the tiles that Ortho4XP builds are lacking the digital elevation map data in it.
Okay.
It's just not there. And that's what the GPWS reads to determine terrain shape.
Okay.
And Ortho4XP simply doesn't produce it at all. B2 is pretty good, yeah.
Let's go down to 6,100. On the altitude, select. I'll go vertical speed. That's good. If you point a heat sensor at your monitor, it'll actually show the exhaust temperature. Yeah, that's one way to get a new monitor. And Sasha, are you going to be at the expo?
Yep.
Nice. I'm just triple verifying because I heard one time that you were going, but I just wanted to verify. So I'm going to buy you. I'm going to buy you a very expensive cocktail. One night.
I don't drink, but sure.
Well, then it'll be a very expensive steak.
Cool.
If I can wrangle you into dinner one night, anyway.
We'll try and make something happen. Don't worry. I do want to meet the whole gang. Don't worry.
Yeah. Oh, wow. This thing over crop circles. It just looks good. I'm going to take a screenshot. Yep. Come out a little bit. Can we, I wonder if it's possible to get Mr. Rasmussen to do a video on this when it's ready.
Perhaps. It's really up to him, really. I mean,
yeah.
He's kind of affiliated with the Orcs or more than X Aviation, so I don't know. Maybe he will, maybe he won't. Up to him.
You're hoping to have the wings all done within the next week or two? All right. Well, so you heard it here, folks. In May, we'll say May, maybe the wings will be ready to go. D-Monies can't go to the expo? Ah, that sucks. All right, let's slow down. We want to be at Shovel at 6100. Well, D-Monies, we've got to get together sometime in the next year or two at the most. Have an executive meeting. You have a C525 trip in June to Vegas, so I'll be at the expo. Haha, great timing. Great timing. I might be going on some private jets in the near future. I've got a buddy who bought a membership to one of these clubs where essentially if there are empty legs, then they're notified of these empty legs in these different private jets, and for his whatever his annual fee is, he can join those empty legs, and essentially he gets the entire plane, so he can designate who comes with him on these empty legs. Now, you know, you have to be willing to just up and go to some random place, and then there's a 99% chance that you have to find your way back home. But how fun would it be to hang out in a Citation Sovereign, for example, with, you know, the cockpit door open, and you can just kind of just look at all the fun, possibly. So I might have to jump on that little bandwagon, but I mean, a one-way trip back home can't be too expensive, especially if it's something from Salt Lake to, you know, West Coast or something. The company jet, yeah. I should put that program up there. You know, people can buy in and fly empty legs for Snack Air, but there's an annual membership fee. And it all gets paid to B2. All right, for the audience members, we're going to do the flap procedures at the proper time. So I need to install global scenery for the first time in the US in 2 years or something to get that synthetic vision working.
Yeah, well, you just have to install like the base mesh for the US. You don't have like,
Yeah.
or if you have it somewhere else, you can go fly there. You don't have to install the whole thing. Or if you're using HD mesh, you can just install the couple of tiles where you're at.
Hmm. Or fly in South America. Yeah, exactly. Now, when you're flying around, do you put your gear down before your first notch?
Sorry, did you ask me a question?
Yeah, I was just wondering if you put your gear down before your white arc. Or after.
Gear can come down from 880 knots.
No, I was wondering what you do typically.
Normally, it depends on the speed requirement that I need.
Hmm.
But you can drop gear any time below 180. So whenever, usually about 1,000 feet.
All right, get your landing guesses in, people.
Right now,
Get your landing guesses in.
yeah, so 1,000 feet above, usually that's when you drop gear and final flaps.
Standard. Oh yeah, that's the problem. I'm not on standard pressure. That's going to change things. There we go. Predict 137. 118, 143. I'm thinking 152. That's what I'm going to guess. It's very interesting that that plane... so it's not the TBM. It was... Well, no, that's not the case because I've flown in and out of that Bandon State Air Park with a half a dozen different aircraft, and I haven't had any problem with that zoom level 19. So maybe it's certain memory... Certain aircraft call certain memory areas? I don't know. Don't know. But like... For example, the default Cessna 172 has no problem with that high level, zoom level, and that whole Bandon State scenery. But I haven't tried it since I updated the NVIDIA driver, so that could also be related. We're coming into Salt Lake City. And I'll go final flaps.
Sorry, I was distracted here for a minute because I was watching AJ land just using synthetic vision until he hit the ground.
That's pretty cool. I should give him a little hosty McHosty here in a bit. I don't know if he's gonna... Are you in his chat room? Can you ask him if he's gonna be streaming for a little while?
Sure.
Thanks. Having a little bit of stutter there. Not sure if that was a weather load or a tile load. Oh, I'm coming in a little too fast. It's okay, it's a long runway.
I think he will be streaming for a little bit longer, yeah.
Oh, good. Uh, 121, but I drifted off to the left side of the runway. Oops. Who was closest to 121? There we go, taxi range. Oops, slow down. Slow down. There's taxi range, my bad. All right, flaps coming up. Oops. Oh, yeah. Watt got it at 118. Ooh, this is an ortho taxiway, not a real taxiway. That's okay. I'm not doing FS economy or anything. So I don't need to necessarily stop and get my money. Okay, well, I'm glad that that worked. I'm just going to do a quick replay here. Let that load up. All right, so maybe it's time to go back down to zoom level 17 if I want to fly the TBM on that at abandon. All right, let's give Watt some snackage. So I'm going to give him just 100. Salt Lake City looks good. Thank you, Watt. Good guess. I did kind of float it on purpose. What a plane. Very excited. Are you excited, Sasho, for release? Like, you know, I know it's not.
No, I can't wait, man.
Yeah, it's just... I am going to play around with a few settings because I am getting a little bit of a stutter, but that's on my side. Probably I shouldn't have messed with my graphics settings so much. But yeah, JT Curry is a beautiful plane. When did it start? I remember you sending me those YouTube videos, the very early stages, the private YouTube videos. When was that again?
I think it was about November.
November, okay. And when did the
November, early December.
When did the idea hatch for the very first time?
Of the airplane?
Yeah.
It's about June.
June.
So it was, I'd say, about 4 or 5 months into development.
I'm tempted to go back to the previous driver update D-Monies because, yeah, that could be it. Here we go. It also could be this release candidate. You never know. Student driver, you can tell. That was fun. All right, well, I'm going to host up the other TBM that's live, but thank you for joining me, Totoritko, and thank you for all the tips and the patience, because, you know, I forget things. But
Thank you.
Excited, very excited. Thank you very much. Cool. Talk to you soon.
See ya.